And the second address is my own address of the Governor of Ebonyi State, and I'll flag off the distribution of palliatives. Dear compatriots, it is my unique honor to address you on this day, the 60th anniversary of our nation's independence, but as President of our dear country and simply as a fellow Nigerian. On this solemn yet hopeful day, let us commend our founding fathers and mothers. Without them, there would be no modern Nigeria. From the fading ember of colonialism, their activism, dedication, and leadership gave life to the brief and believe in Nigeria as a sovereign and independent nation. Let us, at this very moment, affirm that as Nigerians, we are endowed with the scarce rights and individual gifts that God has bestowed on us as a nation and as a human being. No one is greater or lesser than other. The triumph that Nigeria has achieved shall define us. This travel we have endured shall strengthen us. No other nation or power on this earth shall keep us from our rightful place and destiny. This nation belongs to us, belongs to you all. Dear people, love and cherish it as your very own nation. Nigeria is remarkable in its formation and essential character. We are a broad and dynamic blend of ethnic groups, religious tradition, and culture. Yet, our bonds are intangible yet strong, invisible yet universal. We are joined by a common thirst for peace and progress, by the common dream of prosperity and harmony, and by the unifying ideals of tolerance and justice. Forging a nation based on the fair application of this noble principle to diverse populations has been a task of significant blessing, but also serious challenges. Some people have said an independent Nigeria should never have come into existence. Some have said that our country would be torn apart. They are forever mistaken. Here our nation stands, and here we stand, we shall remain. This year, we passed a significant milestone in our journey to a better Nigeria by democratically electing a 7th consecutive civilian government. Nigeria has proven that commitment to democracy and the rule of law remain our guiding light. At my inauguration as President of Nigeria, I made an important promise about how I would govern this great nation. Among those promises were pledges to reshape and modernize our economy and to secure the lives, liberty, and property of our people. I said that bold reforms were necessary to place our nation on the path of prosperity and growth. On that occasion, I announced the end of the first subsidy. I am attuned to the hardship that have come. I have a heart that feels and eyes that see. I wish to explain to you why we must endure this trying moment. Those who sought to perpetuate the first subsidy and broken foreign exchange policies are people who would build their family mansion in the middle of swamp. I am different. I am not a man to erect our national homes on a foundation of mud, to endure our homes must be constructed on safe and pleasant ground. Reform may be painful, but it is what greatness and the future require. We now carry the cost of reaching a future Nigeria, where the abundance and fruit of the nation are fairly shared among all, not hoarded by a selected and greedy few. A Nigeria where hunger, poverty, and hardship are pushed into the shadow of an ever-fading past. There is no joy in seeing the people of this nation shouldering burden that should have been shared years ago. I wish today's difficulties did not exist, but we must endure if we are to reach the good side of our future. My government is doing all that it can to ease the load. I will now outline the paths we are taking to relieve the stress on our families and households. We have embarked on several public sectors reform to stabilize the economy, direct fiscal and monetary policies to fight inflation, encourage production, ensure the security of lives and property, and lend more support to the poor and the vulnerable. Based on our talks and with labor, business, and other stakeholders, we are introducing a provisional wage increment to enhance the federal minimum wage without causing undue inflation for the next 6 months. The average low-grade worker shall receive an additional 25,000 naira per month. To ensure better grassroots development, we set up an infrastructural support fund for states to invest in critical areas. States have already received funds to provide relief packages against the impact of rising food and other prices, making the economy more robust by lowering transport costs will be key. In this regard, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have opened a new chapter in public transportation through the deployment of cheaper, safe, compressed natural gas, CNG, buses across the nation. These buses will operate at a fraction of current fuel prices, positively affecting transport fares. New CNG conversion kits will start coming in very soon, as all hands are on deck to fast-track the usual lengthy procurement process. We are also setting up training facilities and workshops across the nation to train and provide new opportunities for transport operators and entrepreneurs. This is a groundbreaking moment where, as a nation, we embrace more efficient means to power our economy. In making this change, we also make history. I pledge through house cleaning of the den of Messens in CBN had become. This house cleaning is well underway. A new leadership for the central bank has been constituted. Also, my special investigators will soon present his findings on past lapses and how to prevent similar reoccurrence. Henceforth, monetary policy shall be for the benefit of all and not for the exclusive province of the powerful and wealthy. While tax policy is essential to economic fairness and development, I have inaugurated a committee on tax reforms to improve the efficiency of tax administrations in the country and address fiscal policies that are unfair or hinders the business environment and slow our growth. To boost employment and urban incomes, we are providing investment funding for enterprises with great potential. Similarly, we are increasing investment in micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. Commencing this month, the social safety net is being extended through the expansion of cash transfer program to an additional 15 million vulnerable households. My administration shall always accord the highest priority to the safety of our people. Inter-service collaborations and intelligence sharings have been enhanced. Our service chiefs have been tasked with the vital responsibility of rebuilding the capacity of our security services. Here, I salute and commend our gallant security forces for keeping us safe and securing our territorial integrity. Many have paid the ultimate sacrifice. We remember them today and their families. We shall equip our forces with the way and means needed to perform their urgent tasks on behalf of our dear people. We shall continue to keep key appointments in line with the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and with fairness towards all, youths, women, and the physical challenge shall continue to be given due regard in this appointment. May I take this opportunity to congratulate the National Assembly for its role in the quick takeoff of this administration through the performances of its constitutional duty of confirmation and oversight. I sincerely congratulate the judiciary as a pillar of democracy and fairness. I also thank members of our dynamic civil society organization and labor union for their dedications to Nigerian democracy. We may not always agree, but I value your advice and the recommendation. You are my brothers and sisters, and you have my due respect. Fellow compatriots, the journey ahead will not be navigated by fear or hatred. We can only achieve our better Nigeria through courage, compassion, and commitment as one indivisible unit. I promise that I shall remain committed and serve faithfully. I also invite all to join this enterprise to remark our beloved nation into the better self. We can do it. We must do it. We shall do it. I wish you all a happy 63rd Independent Anniversary. Thank you for listening. May God Almighty bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is the address of our dear President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to our dear people, the good people of our great state. Now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, my address as the governor of our dear states will be more lengthier than that of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am highly delighted, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, our great stakeholders, the youths of our great states, and honored to address you today, my finest people of Ebonyi State. On this epoch-making occasion of celebration of the 63rd Independence Anniversary and the 27th anniversary of the creation of our great state, Ebonyi State, today's event is historic and symbolic because it is the first Independence Day celebration since our administration came on board. Following your overwhelming support for the matter, the People's Charter of Need, it also affords us the opportunity to take stock of our modest progress so far in meeting your need, which informed your choice during the polls. Let me use this occasion to call to mind the numerous sacrifices of our nation's famous nationalists and Ebonyi founding fathers in their struggles for the creation of our states, like late Ezogo Dr. Kanebiam, Chief Martin Wancho Elechi, distinguished Senator Chikuma Chris Wankwo, distinguished Senator Ofiamwale, Ezogo Dr. Kani Agomeze, and so many others. Step taken so far as your governor, distinguished leaders of our great state, it has been 153rd days since we assumed office. Within this period, we assembled a blend of bureaucrats and professionals in various fields of human endeavor to assist us in meeting your needs. Together as a team, we swung into action by taking several practical steps to fulfill our promises to you, Ebonyi. In line with our manifesto, the People's Charter of Needs, we are striving to exceed our expectations in serving you because we believe in the word of the great American author, O.G. Medino, to always render more and better services than is expected of us, no matter what the task may be. And so, in education sector, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we remain committed to our resolve of revamping our education system by creative, conducive environment for quality teaching and learning at all levels of education. Our target is to achieve entrepreneurship, skill acquisitions, and education for economic self-reliance. To achieve this, we have been able to increase subventions to Ebonyi State University from the 150 million naira to 200 million naira and paid 2 months arrears of the said sum. Also, we released the outstanding 300 million naira owed to Ebonyi State University by the previous administration. That is not a loan, it was just a promise made by the previous administration. Understanding the excellent educational system of the United Kingdom, Federal Republic of Rwanda, and for replication in Ebonyi State, approval and the release of funds for the site clearing of the University of ICT of Abaja, Izi local government. Approval for the upgrading of the Ebonyi State College of Education to University of Education. In line with our resolve to deliver quality health services to you, our people, our administration has recruited 195 health personnel to man the 13 general hospitals in the states. Approved the establishment of mega drug production center and mega drug distribution center. Approved the establishment of ultra-modern diagnostic center. Establish a public health eye committee to check visual challenges for Ebonians. Approve and release fund for the recruiting and equipping of our general hospitals and primary health centers. Establish the state's anti-quackery team to eliminate medical quackery in the state. Renovate the state cold room, local government workers in the state to cushion the adverse effect of the fuel subsidy removal. Approval for payment of gratuities in the state from 1996 to 2021 amounting to 3.8 billion. Payment of 5 months arrears of salaries to workers of the Wilberforce Chuba Okadibo International Airport, Oneke. Ongoing recruitment of 1,500 personnel into the state civil service. It was 1,454. But the Chairman Civil Service Commission informed me that they increased it to 1,500. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, in the area of works and infrastructure, in our desire to maintain the existing infrastructures in the state cost effectively and expand them to our rural areas, our government has embarked on the construction of 42.13 kilometer Obubra Junction to Ferekpe, Ipo, Road. This 42.13 kilometers, Your Excellencies and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, were partitioned into 4 lots, and the contract has been awarded the very known reputable companies. 19.3 kilometer update Chi Ijogo Road. This is taken from Mbajiwagu to Ijogo. 12.802 kilometer Isheke Odomeke Ekebeligwe Isoru Ngori Road. 21.4 kilometer Ezago Ezulo Road. 1.3 Ebonyi Agro Dilang Market Road on Ebonyi. That has been completed. 2 kilometer Obonyi Road off Idibe Beach, Afikpo local government. 1.8 Itara Dr. Akanebiam Oyoyo Eri Road, Wana. 11.3 Abaja Ndebo Essex Road, Abakaliki local government. 23 kilometer Obaganwobe Road. 4.5 My 15 new layout road has been completed. 0.6 Legacy FM Road is ongoing. 3.16 Presbyterian Church Road, EOG Akeze, Ivo local government. 2.6 Amankwo Amalu Road in Afikpo local government. 2 kilometer road in each of the 140 communities in the states, amounting to 280 kilometer road. This, after the assessment and the proper investigation, we find out that we have only 67 traditional rulers alive, and that is the only one we will back on immediately. That amount to 134 kilometer roads. The other remaining kilometer roads with the buildings of the traditional rulers, we are waiting for those communities to install their traditional rulers. Once they do that, state will give them the staff of office. Asphalting of the runway of the Wilberforce Chibok Okadibo International Airport, Oneke, amounting to 13.75 billion naira. Rehabilitation of our low streets to Unity Square Road, Mwele Street, Amagu Street. This asphalting of the runway of Wilberforce Chibok Okadibo International Airport became necessary because the runway is good according to our own specification, but according to the specification of the Ministry of Aviation, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and most of the aircraft owners and operators refuse to be landing at that runway on the ground that there is a lot of gallops in the runway. And since they say there is a lot of gallops on the runway, they cannot land there because it destroys their suspensions in the aircraft, and that makes that airport to become redundant. So we don't want that airport having spent a whooping sum of 42-point-something billion to build the airport, and we say we can't afford to lose such kind of funds unutilized. So we decided to embark on reasphalting the runway, and we engaged so many reputable contractors to bid for it. And the lowest responsible bidder is IDC Construction Company that bidded for 13.7. Some contractors bidded and quoted about 17-point-something billion, some 15, some 16, some 10. But when we look at the qualifications of those contractors and the specifications given to us by the Federal Ministry of Aviation, we decided to go with the IDC Construction Company. Rehabilitation of some internal road in the states will still go on that I didn't mention here. But as we do our routine inspections, we have found out that when you go to Obiri Street, Afikpo Street, and so many other streets within the Abakaliki metropolis, you find out a lot of roads has collapsed. So we embarked on it unannounced. In the area of agriculture, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as in order to ensure development of agriculture through the practical farming, Our administration has taken the following steps to revamp the agricultural sector: commencement of fertilizer production at the State Fertilizer and Chemical Company Limited on Ebonyi, procurement and distribution of 13,000 bags of fertilizer to rural farmers across the states, payment of 100 million naira counterpart fund to IFAD value chain for participation in agricultural programs, provision of farm inputs like herbicides, rice, cassava, stem, fertilizer, etc. to practicing farmers across the states, approvals and the release of 100 million naira for rice and cassava production in the state. We are still also going to release about 700 million naira for rehabilitation of our own rice mills and production of rice for the Christmas use. That will happen within the week, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In the area of human capital management, welfare of Ebonians, in order to promote vocational and technical education for skill enhancement, self-sufficiency and sustainability, our administration has approved the training and mentorship of 1,500 Ebonians doing menial jobs in various cities with 2 million naira each, amounting to 3 billion. This amount, 1 billion, had been released, waiting for the distribution. That will flag off within the week for the distribution. Approved and released the sum of 50 million naira to boost the capacity of small businesses in the state. Paid the sum of 15 million naira medical bills for kidney transplants patients. Names here but withheld. Encourage the growth and development of our youth, talent and creative industry. For instance, our recognitions and gifts to some talent leaders and youths of our great states. Record of 130 hours non-stop entertainment. Name withheld, but the guy performed wonderfully very well. Commerce and industry. In order to industrialize the states, diversifying our revenues base and provide job opportunities, administration has approved the revitalization of Ebonyi State Building Material Company, Ezango. Revived Ebonyi State pipe production companies. In the area of water, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are aware that we have been able to rehabilitate Ezulo water scheme, and Ezulo water treatment plant is now working. Restored water supply within Abakaliki metropolis. Continue to effect the repair of broken water pipes in Abakaliki and its environs. And also already on the way, we have also approved a lot of funds for also rehabilitation of Oferekwe water scheme. And we also continue to construct and complete the construction of Okawu water scheme. And Ivo in Ishagu water scheme, that is also ongoing. In the area of environment, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this area we have done very well by sustaining the already clean environment. But we have not done what we're supposed to do. We are still on our way to get it right, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. What gives you strength is where you fail, you agree that you have failed. Where you do well, you should clap to us. If you clap for us for doing well in so many other areas, and you also pray for us and encourage us to do well in the area we have failed. In the area of environment too, let me commend the Commissioner for Environment for embarking on a very big tour in order to make our pulverization plant to work. A lot of money have been sucked in that pulverization plant. The administration of Chief Martin Nwachelechi procured the machine, and the administration of Engineer Chief David Nweze Umahi constructed the building and also installed the machine. But the machines, the pulverization plants cannot work without the recycling machines, and so many other equipment needed to be stored So the Honorable Commissioner has embarked on so many journeys to get the recycling machines, the one that can serve the state and make the pulverization plant to work. That's, I give him kudos. He has also shown routine evacuations of refuse. That is trying his best, though his best is not the best of all of us. In the area of internal security and border peace, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you can agree with me that there is peace in our dear state today. In local government and chieftaincy matters, we have not much to say. We have empowered our chairmen and asked them to be very much independent as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that is why I say they should not appear in this arena today. They should replicate what we are doing here in their various local governments. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the financial autonomy of the local government areas has been given to them 100%. The construction of our traditional rulers' palace. The fund for the construction of our traditional rulers' palace has been contributed 100%. I asked the local government to make contribution because we have a law for joint projects. And they made contribution and states also made contribution 50-50. And the money has been contributed, is there, waiting for the communities and the traditional rulers to take decision. The construction of those traditional rulers' palace will start within the week. In the area of power and alternative energy, in order to ensure proper elimination of the Abakaliki capital city and availability of electricity in and around the states for ease of doing business, security and artistic administrations has carried out the following: extension of electricity to the new government house, installation of standalone solar street lights at Uwana Street, Ebonyi State House of Assembly bypass, Police Post Road and Abakaliki Road, extension of standalone solar lights at Ikanka Road, Franklin Hotel Road, Mbamagbo Street, Oshiri Ibeke Street, Osinomahi Street, newly constructed dual carriageway in Ikanka and other adjoining streets, rehabilitation of Iboko Oferekwe Abaja 33 kVA line, 300 kVA and 450 kVA substation, extension of electricity to industrial areas like Presco, Ebonyi State Pulverization Plant, Umaware, Ebonyi State Pipe Production Company, and permanent site of the University, Abakaliki, extension of low-tension electricity network to Afiko North, Camp David Estates, replacement of inter-powered solar street lights with solar standalone pipe at Echalike Ikwo, restoration of Block 11 Ochudo City to the national grid, repair of solar streets extension at Ofurekwe Abaja, repair of 33 number transformer for redeployment into the electricity network in the state, maintenance of firefighting engineers for the state fire service, procurement of standard materials for maintenance of street light network in the state. In the area of housing, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this area we have not done what we're supposed to do, but within next 6 months, you will see us in action, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Though we have just flagged off 140 bungalow housing units for Izo and Ameze autonomous community in Ishelu local government area displaced by Eza Ezulo crisis of 2010-11. In the area of justice and judiciary, knowing fully well that judiciary is the last hope of the common man, Administration has taken the following step to revamp justice delivery system in the state for more efficiency. Recruiting of the state judicial system from restructuring of the state judicial system from retributive to restorative system, justice system. Procurement of 46 brand new JSC SUV for magistrates in the state. 35 has been shared.
That's it.
This is procured by the Chief Judge of Ebonyi State. And 35 has been shared, 11 just came in. Digitalizations and automation of the Ministry of Justice with world-class case management system website. Establishment of Citizen Mediation Center. Establishment of Ebonyi State Multi-Door Courthouse in collaboration with the judiciary. Creation of appeal legal research, law reporting and ICT, as well as sexual assault and gender-based violence response department in the Ministry of Justice. Assent to the following human interests legislation. Ebonyi State Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency Law number 004 of 2023. Ebonyi State Boundary and Allied Matter Commission Law number 005 of 2023. Ebonyi State Rural Access Road Authority Law number 006 of 2023. In the area of women affairs, our government maintains zero tolerance for gender-based violence and all forms of violence against women and the girl child. Additionally, we release the sincere efforts, commitment, and contribution of our women in making our state a better society such as we have. Appoint a good number of women into key positions of government, giving them a mind home in my 50, a facelift to make it more habitable to inmates of the facility. Through the office of my dear wife and Ministry of Women Affairs, our administration has implemented healthcare initiatives for women, such as deworming of children and exclusive breastfeeding awareness for lactating mothers, training adult education facilitators for mass literacy in the states, especially for women, distributed palliative to women in the rural areas through the various local government area chairpersons, sensitize mothers to stay vigilant and responsible towards the conduct of their children, response to calls and notifications of Ebonyi women and girls in all forms of crisis within and outside the state, advocate for putting an end to gender-based violence, human trafficking, gender equality, healthcare access, and child welfare. Enroll 100 sickle cell patients into Ebonyi State Health Insurance Agencies. Sponsor 1 month free genotype test for all Ebonyians. Approve and release of 450 million naira to our women project. That is as a counterpart fund that has been approved and released to Ministry of Women Affairs. Revive the sports activities in the state through the approval of the establishment of Ebonyi State football team. Approve the Ebonyi State school-to-school sports competition, institution of annual Governor's Cup competition, appointment of youth into various leadership positions. In the area of ease of doing business and market development, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the need to provide a conducive environment for ease of doing business in the states and assist our people in the growth of their businesses. Our administrations have embarked on local government area business sensitizations and mentorship tour. Initiate a major agricultural project in each local government area as part of developing a product in market for support by the state government, working with the local government area and the Bank of Industry, who will provide funding. Constructed a 14-number VIP toilet at the international market, Abakaliki, for use by marketers. In the area of ICT and smart city, we are resolute in our mission to mainstream the digital technology in service delivery. As such, to make Abakaliki a smart city, following this mandate, we have been able to Approved and released funds for the ongoing installation of free internet services infrastructure in Ebonyi State University, EBSU permanent site, EBSU campus CAS, EBSU campus press school, Centenary City, Old Government House. Those that revamped the state website leading to the eligibility of the state for the World Bank projects, that is the server, GL1 to 7, and the Nigeria Governors Forum assisted programs for ease of doing business. Approved the reactivations of 4 ICT centers in the 3 territorial zone of the state, reactivation of the server-based sound and visual system of the state's Executive Council chamber. In the area of solid mineral, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in Ebonyi State, we boast of rich mineral resources like lead, zinc, salt, limestone, etc. Our administration has approved the feasibility studies for the establishment of solid mineral processing plant in the state. Approved the feasibility studies for the establishment of solid mineral buying center in the state. Approved the review of community development agreement between mineral host communities and investors to ensure interests of host communities and the states are well protected. In the area of capital city, Abakaliki capital city remain a pride for its neatness, safe environments, easy of doing business, and aesthetic. So in our collective bid to continue on this part of development, our administration has approved the engagement of professionals to develop a strategic document for upgrading Abakaliki capital city to a 21st century smart city. Approved the procurement and installation of 120 prefabricated bush shelters at strategic locations across the capital city. Approved the increasing of the walkways, medians, and planting of ornamental trees along the drains. Approved for the rehabilitations of major roundabouts within the capital city. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is necessary that we remember our symbols. We know where we came from. We know who we are. And we can't claim what we are not. And that is why we want to remodern and also redo our roundabouts to identify our identity. In the area of palliative, in Ebonyi, we are aware of the current troubling economic times in the country. We feel your pitch as well because we are in it together as part of measure to cushion the effects of the economic challenges. I mentioned earlier in this address that our government released a lot of money as loan and some as grants to assist traders and local business people. In addition to this, we have palliative items from both our governments, rebagged 10 kg of the National Food Security Council and National Emergency Management NEMA, and Special National Economics and Livelihood Emergency Intervention. Below is the list of palliative and food items in our warehouses, ready for distributions across the 13 local government area. They are Ebonyi State government palliative food items. Rice, 85,000 rebagged 10 kg bags of rice. These 85,000 bags will be shared to local government according to the strength of each local government. NEMA Special National Economic and Livelihood Emergency Intervention, Ebonyi State stock balance for phase 1 and 2. Rice, 25 kg, 1,350. That is one. Then 1,850, totaling 3,200 bags. Then beans, 3,200 bags. Gari, 3,200 bags. Oil, 3,200 kegs. Tomato, 32,800 pieces. That is packed in a small bags. Mangi, 3,200 packets. Salt, 3,200 kg bags. Bucket, 2,504 pieces. Bath soap, 7,512 pieces. Omo, 502 pieces. Cooking stove, 502 pieces. Cooking pot, 502 pieces. Mosquito net, 2,008 pieces. Nylon mats, 2,808 pieces. Blankets, 2,008 pieces. Then foam mattresses, 2,504 pieces. Swinging machine, 1,350 pieces. Grinding machine, 1,350 pieces. Cassava stem, 75,000. Herbicide, 1,500. Growth enhancer, 1,500. Knapsack, 1,500. Rice seed, 650. Herbicide, 1,300. Pesticide, 1,300. Growth enhancer again, 1,300. Fertilizer, 1,300. Pumping machine, 650. This one is yam seed, 1,500. Herbicide for yam seed, 1,500. Growth enhancer for yam seed, 1,500. Then knapsack for yam seed, 1,500. Some items like maize and rice that are yet to be rebagged are still in our warehouse in 100 kg and 50 kg respectively. Today we are flagging off the distribution of this palliative, and I want to assure you all, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the great Ebonyans, that no kobo from this fund will be misused. The item will be shared judiciously. This palliative will be shared in a way to favor both the middle class and the poorest of the poor among us. Let me reiterate that we acknowledge the plight of Ebonyi people, especially as it concerns the difficult workers face in transporting themselves to work. That is why today we have procured 4 numbers of 100-seater Emerson CNG buses for the transportation of our workers from Abakaliki metropolis to airports, to College of Education, to Funai University, to Ebonyi State University, to Centenary City and other areas. We are working on getting more to suit your need as provided for by the federal government. But this 4 is procured by Ebonyi State government, not federal government. And I want to assure you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you enter into that vehicle, don't ever pay anybody 1 kobo. Governments are taking off all the transport stress from our great workers. So I will not end this address, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without eulogizing the modest effort of our past leaders, who not only laid the solid foundations for the creation and development of our dear state, but helped in putting the state on the path of irreversible progress. I must commend the pioneer military administrator of Ebonyi State, retired Navy Captain Walter Fayabo, and his predecessor, CP Simon Edoyo, for their concerted efforts at giving Ebonyi State status of state. The first civilian governor, His Excellency, our father and brother, distinguished Senator Sam Ominyi Egwo, deserved a pat on the back for the revolutions he carried out in area of education and healthcare service delivery. I must appreciate the second civilian governor of our great state too, our dear father and mentor, the famous founding father of our great state, His Excellency Chief Martin Wancho Elechi Ochudo, for improving the area of infrastructure in our great state, especially the unity bridges. Our administration is anchored on divine mandate, continuity, and consolidation. Therefore, I am immensely grateful to the immediate past governor, my boss, and the Honorable Minister of Works, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Engineer Chief David Nwifuru, who worked tirelessly to lift the face of Ebonyi in the midst of doubting challenges. Let me seize this opportunity to appreciate the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for taking decisive steps in bringing the renewed hope agenda to reality. My felicitations goes as well as His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, to the Senate President of the 10th Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, His Excellency Senator Godswill Obong Akpabio, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, my brother and friend, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, for their tireless efforts in reshaping our nation to its former glory. Martin Luther King Jr. reminded us all that everybody can be great because everybody can serve. We are together in this quest to serve our states. That is the only way we can be great as a people. I therefore continue to call on your selfless collaborations for us to achieve the People's Charter of Need. I have said this over and over again. I cannot do it alone, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That is why we have appointed men and women of reputable to help us drive these human interest policies. I therefore continue to seek your collaboration to take our great states to the success stage. To get there, we must make sacrifices. So I implore all of us to be patient as we move on. It is my earnest prayer that God Almighty, who brought us to this stage of service, will give us the noble strength of mind and body to discharge our duty credibly for His great glory and service of His people. I thank you all. I adore you all. May God bless everyone. May God guide us and direct us all the days of our life. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Ebonyi State.